Back here for the bottom of the second inning, we apologize. Our stream crashed somewhere near the first inning. We've lost all that, but I'll update you here. It's 2-0 Portsmouth lead. Jaden Giroux leading off the bottom of the second here for the Panthers. She'll take ball one. Haley Boudreau had a rough top of the first inning. An error, a hit, 2 walks. Scored 2 for Portsmouth. Bounced back in the top of the second, had some base runners on, gets out of the jam. And now it's all about the Panthers' bats at this point.
The Panthers had 2 base runners with 2 outs last inning. It was Bella Boudreau, she got on with the error. And then Killian Foster, she also got on with the error, advanced to second on the throw by the shortstop. Let's see if the Panthers right here try to work back into this one down 2-0.
Giroux swings on it, and that's going to be a base hit up the middle for the Panthers right fielder. The junior 6-hole hitter. Great contact, puts one right back up the middle, and the Panthers have their first true hit of the day.
Yep, I was just about to mention that was their first hit of the day by Jaden Giroux, the junior, the right fielder. And that's passed to the baton.
Always great to see that leadoff hitter on, especially in such a strategic game like softball. Expect maybe a bunt here from Maddie Campano.
You know, try to move the runner over in the scoring position. You're trailing 2-0. See what they elect to do right here.
First pitch to Campano. They're going to let her swing. She's going to take strike one. The 0-1. She shows bunt, fouls it off. And Rainey is already up 0-2, where she wants to be after letting up that leadoff single.
Well, when you're a coach and you see a failed bunt attempt right there, it definitely makes you shake your head. But, you know, just get back up there. 0-2 count, try to protect, shorten up your swing.
0-2. Campano puts one on the ground to third base. It gets by the glove of Schmidt. Don't know what the scorer will call that one.
I think that was going to be an error that went right under her glove.
It did.
It's the third error of the day on the Patriots.
Yeah, Panthers need to capitalize off that, just like Portsmouth did in the top of the first inning. But nonetheless, here's Savannah Paquin, the left fielder. She is a freshman. Has first and second with Giroux and Campano. Let's see what she can do. Rainey to the plate. Shows bunt. Pulls it back. And looks at ball one.
Third baseman was basically right up on the plate right there. And they got the bunt defense right there. The third baseman basically in line with the pitcher.
Paquin shows bunt again, pulls it back, and looks at ball two. Good job from her. Again, in bunt situations, pitcher has to locate. This is not a situation that Mary Rainey wants to be in. The 2-0. Shows bunt again, gets it down. Evelyn Schmidt makes the play, gets it on to her first baseman, Brunson. And for the 9-hole hitter, Mariah Fleury, she'll have 2 runners in scoring position.
Great sack bunt right there. That sets him up. That sets her up. 2 runners in scoring position and only 1 out.
Yeah, Mariah Fleury had a base hit on Friday versus St. Ray. She broke the no-hitter in the 3rd inning with a bloop single into right field. She has a chance to possibly tie this one up with 1 swing of the bat. Panthers need to get to the top of the order with Boudreau on deck. The 1-0. Fleury fouls it off. And this is the playoff softball you want to see. Strategic, laying down bunts, capitalizing off other teams' errors. That's what championship teams do.
Definitely, you know, you got that leadoff base hit to start the inning. Then you got that error and the sack bunt. That one just misses down low.
Definitely could have called that one a strike. But Fleury up 2-1.
You know, we've seen a couple of inconsistent calls today, especially on Boudreau's side, the outside corner.
That one gets over the catcher, Barbara Rainey, but with Giroux on third, there's no advancement. It'll be 3-1 here for Mariah Fleury.
The hitters count right here, the 9-hole hitter.
The 3-1. Swung on, base it to right field. Giroux will score. Campano will stay on third. And Mariah Fleury is going to go to second base. A single with an advancement on the throw. The Panthers make this one a 2-1 ball game. The 9-hole hitter does her job, scores 1. And now Haley Boudreau, the Panthers' best hitter, can give them the lead and help herself on the mound.
Well, how about that 3-1 pitch? Fat hitters count. Take it the other way.
Boudreau looks at strike 1. She grounded out to the shortstop in her first at-bat. Boudreau coming in this one batting .482 in the regular season. Outstanding numbers, not only, of course, on the mound, but and at the plate.
And then after that throw by the right fielder, she actually moved to second. So, again, same scenario as last at-bat.
Boudreau grounds one to the left side. Schmidt makes the play, but Boudreau does her job and ties this one up at 2. We got a 0-0 ball game in a coach's mind. And Cologne will come up with first and third.
One effective out right there, gets the job done. Weak ground ball to third. And there you go. A 2-2 game, just what Boudreau needs, and she'll get ready to get back on the mound. Basically a 0-0 game like you mentioned.
Yeah, a lot of coaches like to use that term. Hey, 2-2, but that cancels out to 0-0. We have a fresh ball game here. Cologne takes a ball high. Expect some movement at first. Sorry. I apologize. As Cologne fouls that one off her foot, and we all know how that one feels.
Yeah, you get a fastball and you've hit it right off your foot. Definitely does not feel good for the batter.
Yeah, she's going to walk over to Coach Dave Iannacilli, kind of limp that one off. Cologne in a 1-1 count here. 2 triples on the year for the sophomore shortstop. Just looking to score. Flurry as she puts one into right field. Oh, and just foul. Cologne had a chance to give the Panthers the lead right there, and it must have been a couple feet foul. Kind of tough. I have a tree blocking my view up here, but it looked like it was close to the line.
Yeah, almost taking it the other way right there on the 2-1 count. Or the 1-1 count, excuse me. Now Cologne will have to shorten up with 2 strikes right here. Runner on third. Let's see if she can get the job done.
Yeah, Elshant is the right fielder. She's not in the lineup just to flex, as they call it in softball. As that throw gets over the head of the third baseman, but Fleury is going to stay at third, as she should.
Yeah, the catcher, lucky that ball didn't travel a little bit more up, because that ball would have been in the left field.
2-2 count here for Cologne. Had a good swing on that foul ball. Just needs to put something in play here. But swings and misses on strike 3. Rainey keeps this one knotted at 2. But a couple base hits, a couple errors allow the Panthers to tie this one up at 2. We'll be back in a few for the top of the third inning. Back here from the top of the third inning, leading it off here for Portsmouth is the pitcher, Mary Rainey. Johnston in the bottom of the second tied this one up at 2 on, you know, a couple base hits, couple errors. First pitch to Rainey, fouled back into the middle. Bella Boudreau. Haley will start off up 0-1.
That's how Johnson takes advantage of all the errors, moving runners over with the bunts and taking the ball the other way. A couple of hits. Got a knotted ball game up and see if Haley Boudreau can settle on the mound. Their rough first 2 innings.
0-2 pitch to the plate. Boudreau gets it to Rainey on the backhand. Campano cannot make the play. Rondeau will throw it in from center field. And I believe they'll credit Mary Rainey right there with a base hit. Tough play in the hole for the second baseman, Campano. Portsmouth has their leadoff hitter on.
Definitely a tough play by the second baseman. You don't really know what to do on that one. Either catch or maybe let it take a bounce. But right there, kind of ate her up. And a leadoff base runner for the Patriots.
Second baseman now batting, Kaylin Abachan. She'll have a chance to either get herself on base or advance the pitcher, Rainey. Not sure if they substituted a base runner there, but I believe it's still Kaylin Albachon batting here for Portsmouth.
Might have been the base runner.
For the pitcher, yeah, they might have brought in. Can't really tell the number from up here. The 1-0 from Boudreau. Misses high and outside.
This is what Haley Boudreau has gotten into trouble today, especially, falling behind in the counts.
That's been the worst thing she's done today. So that's a base hit into left field. Gets by Fleury. It'll be first and second early here for the Patriots in the top of the third.
Well, when you're Haley Boudreau and you're throwing the ball outside the whole game, the game plan is to go the other way, but then when you get a pitch inside, you pull the hands in, and you drive it, and you pull it right there. Back-to-back hits for the Patriots, have them set up first and second, nobody out.
Evelyn Schmidt, the batter, fouls that first pitch to the right side.
Well, with no outs, and 2 runners on first and second. Might be a bunt situation for the Patriots, tie game. We'll see what they decide to do. Number 7 hole up.
Schmidt looks at strike 2. Boudreau, where she wants to be in an 0-2 count.
Yep, especially when you have runners on base. Get ahead early. Try to get the early strikeout.
Schmidt batting .258 on the season. She's had a rough time at third base today for the Patriots.
Yeah, definitely had a couple costly errors so far. Seems you can kind of make it up with a big base hit right here.
As that pitch misses outside, could have rang her up for strike 3, but he doesn't. Just missed. It'll be 2-2. As that one's into right field, Jaden Giroux coming in on it. Doesn't make the play. It bounces in front of her. They're going to send the pinch runner in. Campano, there's no play at the plate. Portsmouth takes a 3-2 lead here in the top of the third inning on a blue hit to right field. Giroux couldn't come in on it. The Patriots regain the lead.
Well, that one found no man's land right there in front of Jaden Giroux. Had a tough time picking up the ball as well. Now allows the pinch runner with the speed to come into play. And just like that, the tie game didn't last that long. Patriots back on top.
The first pitch to Tatum Brennan swung on and missed for strike 1. The 0-1 swung on and missed for strike 2. Boudreaux starts up 0-2 again. She's doing a lot better job this inning. The result hasn't changed, though. Some balls hit in perfect spots from Portsmouth, some errors from Johnston are the reason for this 3-2 deficit.
Well, Haley Boudreaux, she's been falling behind multiple counts today. Lets the base runners, the hitters get on.
As that one swung on and missed for strike 3, Boudreaux gets another strikeout. Strikes out the 8-hole hitter, Tatum Brennan. Now we're at the bottom of the order here.
She definitely needed that big strikeout right there to get the first out of the inning.
Kylie Bowe batting, the designated hitter, swings and misses on strike 1. Boudreaux moving at a fast pace here, trying to get herself out of another jam. As she gets Bowe to swing on another one. A lot of swing and misses here from the Patriots this inning, the most we've seen all game. That one misses up. 1-2. Ooh, misses outside. It'll be 2-2. Two good two-strike pitches there from Boudreaux. Can't get Bowe.
Definitely a little bit more outside than she anticipated, but see what she does on the 2-2.
As that one runs up inside, gets past her sister Bella Boudreaux, and that's going to be ball 3. As Schmidt and Abachon will move to second and third.
Almost looked like it hit her for a second.
I thought so too. 3-2 pitch from Boudreaux. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Gets the much needed strikeout. And now she'll have to face Lily Mergado for her third at bat and has as many innings.
Reached on an error and walked in the second inning. See if Haley can get a big strikeout, limit the damage here in the top of the third inning.
Yeah, we've seen her speed showcased all game on the base paths. Now Boudreaux has to face her and try to leave 2 in scoring position.
First one misses down low for a ball. Let's see, try to get ahead in the count. Bounce back with 2 straight strikes.
She does just that. Ground ball to Cologne. Over Foster at first. Beats the runner. And Boudreaux gets out of it, but not after Portsmouth retakes the lead at 3-2. We'll take a quick break and be back for the bottom of the third inning. Back here at Woodlake Park for the bottom of the third inning. Bella Boudreaux to lead it off. Panthers trail by 1 to Portsmouth. A Kaylin Abachon single regained Portsmouth the lead. Johnston trying to bounce back with their 3, 4, and 5 hole hitters up. The first pitch to Bella. Swung on and laced into center field, and that will be a leadoff single right here for the Panthers catcher. The hardest contact we've seen all day from any player. And she does the job.
As Bella does best, she gets on base, one of the three-hole hitter, and rightfully she's in the right spot and passes the baton to Foster, the senior captain.
Foster reached on that error and advanced to second in her first at-bat. Trying to do more damage here. First pitch to her. Rocket to Ruggieri. She gets on it, and they turn a double play. I apologize. I thought the throw beat her. I cannot see the umpire from up here. They did not. Turn two, Foster must have beat the throw, but the fielder's choice does not help the Panthers.
Old 6-4-3. Oh, I didn't even see that they called her out.
Yeah, they did call her safe. Again, the first base dugout's kind of blocking our view here, and I just was going off the throw. I thought it might have beat her there. But nonetheless, Annabella Rondeau, the freshman, fouls one off. Rondeau is a home run on the season. Very impressive from a freshman. She struck out in her first at-bat. The pitch to the plate is high. Rainey tried to shoot Foster at first base. Misses, and it's going to be 2-1.
Like you mentioned, Rondeau, she does have power in that bat. Has a home run in the year.
Ooh, that one finds the outside corner for strike two. Thought it might have been about outside. Yeah, it's still a good pitch.
I was going to say, that's like sort of the pitches that we've seen from Haley today. Been called the balls, but
the 2-2 misses outside. It's going to be 3-2 here for the freshman.
Well, good way to work the count. 3-2 to a pitch that we'll decide to go with here on the full count pitch.
And she goes with the heat, strikes out Rondeau, and there's going to be 2 outs here for the Panthers. Jaden Giroux will come to the plate. She led off the bottom of the second inning with a single up the middle. Let's see if she can do it again. Rainey's pitch. Low and outside for ball one.
Rondeau with her second punch out of the day. Let's see if Giroux can respond after, like you mentioned, that single back in the second inning that led off that big rally.
Ooh, Giroux hits one right over my head here in the box. It'll be 1-1. Panthers had the right approach at the plate today. Not many strikeouts from Rainey. But, of course, she's done the job with her team up 3-2 over a tough Johnston team.
Yeah, they definitely have some bats, and especially on the top of the lineup. That's the 1 through probably 6 hitters that really produced the most damage, I'd say.
Giroux swings on that one, fouls it off. And it'll be a 2-2 count.
We'll try to shorten up here, 2 strikes and 2 outs. Team trailing. Try to shorten up swing. Try to make some contact, go the other way with it.
Giroux, the right fielder, has a 2-2 count. First baseman Foster on first. Giroux takes ball 3. 3-2, 2 outs.
Expect the runner to be in motion.
On the pitch, of course, no leads in softball, different from what we see in baseball, but nonetheless, same coaching approach. The 3-2. Hits to the left side. Schmidt going to go on to second base, makes the play. And Portsmouth, after giving up a leadoff single, gives up no runs. And after 3 complete, the Patriots have a 3-2 lead. We'll be back for the top of the 4th. Back for the top of the fourth inning. Quick break right there. It'll be 2-3-4 for the Patriots. Emily Bronson, Barbara Rainey, and Mia Ruggieri due up this inning.
We'll see if Haley can have quite an easy inning right here. Team's trailing by 1. Hasn't really had that dominant inning that we're used to seeing out of her, but see if she can respond here, top of the 4th.
That one's hit to the third baseman, Fleury. The throw on to first. Beats the runner. What a play from Mariah Fleury on the backhand. Gets the speedy Emily Bronson out, and Boudreau on the first pitch gets an out. That's the start the Panthers needed.
That ball actually started foul and came back into fair territory. So a great play by the freshman right there at third base. And one quick out, one pitch, one out. That's definitely what you want to see. Keep the pitch count low.
Yeah, it was a slow roller. Mariah didn't really charge it as she should have, but I think there was a lot of movement on there with the foul line, as you said. Makes up for it with the arm. And here's Barbara Rainey, the first pitch with no one on. She can waste that one, throw it to the backstop. Definitely had to pick up the velo right here for the Portsmouth catcher. They intentionally walked her in the first inning, and that should tell you enough about the impact she can have for this Patriots squad. The 1-0 pitch. Finds the outside corner for strike 1.
In the second at bat, when Haley Boudreau walked her, it started the 3-0 count. She worked her way back into it, but Rainey.
Is that one finds us in the booth? Are you serious? Wow.
Damn, that got me in the hand.
I think Ant just saw his life flash before his eyes. Wow, that was
that was like some John Sterling.
Yeah, the 1-2 pitch to Rainey gets there for strike 3. And there'll be 2 outs here for the 4-hole hitter, Mia Ruggieri. Wow.
That still stings right now.
See, the one thing I like about Engineers Field at Johnson Memorial Park, where high school baseball plays, is they have an overhang on the backstop. So balls at least get batted down. This is just a straight fence. There's nothing blocking.
See, you got to protect the camera. I got to protect myself, and I just did right there.
The first pitch is hit to Kaylin Foster, pop fly. She makes the play. A quick inning for Boudreau, the inning they needed. Quick top of the 4th, 3-2 in the middle of the 4th. We'll be back for the bottom half.
Yeah, I'm good.
Back here for the bottom of the 4th inning, we're still laughing. As if you were here for the top half of the 4th inning, Barbara Rainey hit a ball right into the press box, hit Ant Vendetti, my color announcer's hand. But nonetheless, Boudreau went 1-2-3 with the 2, 3, and 4-hole hitters for Portsmouth. Did what you needed to do. Johnson has 7-8-9. Maddie Campano, Savannah Paquin, and Mariah Fleury due up. Second pitch to Campano. It's hit to the shortstop. Ruggieri, the throw on to first. Beats her by a couple steps. Rainey gets that much-needed first out that she's had trouble getting all day. It'll be 1 out for the freshman, Savannah Paquin.
Like I've said, I've seen a couple of the Panthers hitters just in front of the ball all game long. We had a couple of line drive singles when they stay back. But, if you're a little bit out in front, try to move up in the box a little bit, way back a little bit longer, and you get a nice line drive single. We've seen that from Bella Boudreaux and Jaden Giroux.
Pitch to Paquin, finds the outside corner. It'll be 1-1. Mary Rainey's done a great job on the mound today, locating and all that, but it's a little different from what the Panthers seen on Friday against St. Ray's. I'm unsure of that pitcher's name, but she struck them out over 15 times. It was just gas all day. Rainey has great pitch. She has great pitch selection, a great arsenal, and her location has really been what allows Portsmouth to have the lead today, as she's up 1-2 to Paquin. Misses high.
Well, it's been the opposite. Belle, not Belle, Haley Boudreaux, she's been falling behind in counts, and that gives hitters more confidence to go up there, expect the fastball down the middle, because, Haley's going to try and fight to get that strike in there. But, Rainey on the mound, she's been getting ahead, and that's when you can actually work in with your pitches and try to move the ball around.
As she goes right down the pipe right there, strikes out the freshman Savannah Paquin on the swing. And 2 early outs here in the bottom of the 4th for Portsmouth. They'll face the 9-hole hitter, third baseman Mariah Fleury, who made that great play to start at the top of the 4th inning.
She's been doing it. She did it on both sides. She actually has an RBI single today.
Back-to-back hits for the Johnston's 9-hole hitter, who I know had a bit of a struggle in the first half of the season at the plate, but showing up when it matters. 1-0 pitch. Finds the outside corner. Both pitchers love that outside corner, with only one left-handed hitter between both teams today, pitching to mostly righties. Low on 1. Inside pitch, might have been a ball. Swings on it and fouls it off to the backstop. She'll be up 1-2. One, two outs. Bottom of the 4th inning. The pitch. Swung on, hit to the left side. Schmidt throws it over to Bronson. She picks it, makes the out. 1-2-3 for Rainey. Portsmouth maintains their lead, 3-2, going to the top of the 5th. We'll take a quick break. Back here for the top of the 5th inning. It's been that was a very quick 4th inning. Both pitchers go 1-2-3. Boudreaux will now face the opposing pitcher, Mary Rainey. Due up after her, Kaylin Abachon, Evelyn Schmidt, and Tatum Brennan. The first pitch from Boudreaux. Swung on, fouled off. Luckily not to the booth like it was an inning ago. Boudreaux starts off.
My hand still hurts from that. I can't take another one.
The 0-1 to Rainey. Ooh, up and in. Painted the corner right there. Something Boudreaux hasn't done much today is go inside on these Portsmouth hitters. She does that, catches them off guard, and she's up 0-2. Just like she did in the first batter last inning. Kind of airmails one into the backstop right there.
Waste pitch, maybe try to change the hitter's eye level.
The 1-2 from Boudreaux. Misses. Up and outside. It's 2-2.
We've seen a lot of 0-2 counts from Haley Boudreau, but sometimes she fails to finish the at bat.
That one just comes into the booth again. Are you serious? Are you serious? You can't make this up.
They're aiming for me right now.
We've just had 2 balls in the last 2 innings. I'm pretty sure by both Rainey sisters come up and almost drill Anthony Vendetti. And that one almost does it again. That one almost did it again. Are you serious?
We need the engineer's fence out here because I think they're aiming for us now.
I apologize.
This is actually insane.
I apologize for the laughing, but you can't make it up. As Boudreau puts one low and inside. Rainey looked at it go by her, and there'll be 1 out here for the Panthers. In the same spot. In the same spot.
And that was it literally hit like the padding up here, the metal part. It was I had my hand literally ready. Do we got to lower this now?
Nonetheless, Kaylin Abachan, who had that RBI single to give them the lead, comes back up and she puts one right back, right under Haley Boudreau's glove. 1 out single from Abachan.
That's a great piece of hitting right there. Line drive right back up the middle, right past Haley Boudreau, and a 1 out single right there for the Patriots.
The first pitch to Schmidt misses low.
Boudreau, great pick right there. Good defensive catcher. Only a sophomore too.
Boudreau down 2-0 here to Schmidt. Trying to bounce back. Finds the inside half of the plate for strike 1. The 2-1. Grounded to Cologne. She'll go on to first. Beat the runner. Get the second out of the inning. Abachan goes on to second. Had some speed right there. Cologne couldn't turn 2, but gets the important one right there. Not the lead runner, but nonetheless, she'll have 2 outs to face Tatum Brennan.
Well, kind of an effective out right there. At least the slow enough grounder to move the runner over.
As that pitch had some movement on it, it caught Brennan off her feet. High inside, strike 1. Second pitch. Almost just hit us again. This is unbelievable.
that is, I think, the 4th one.
Yep.
I think this is the 3rd this inning.
That one missed us. We're good.
At least we blocked the MacBook we have up here now.
The 0-2 pitch.
Because that was in line for it.
Misses outside. It's 1-2 here for Boudreau. Big out right here. Cannot let Abachan score. Boudreau goes up and in. A little chin music. Does not get her to swing. 2-2. The pitch. Back up the middle. Rondeau gonna have to get it in. There will be a play at the plate. The throw is late. And Tatum Brennan has an RBI single. She scores. Kaylin Abachan, and the Patriots are up 4-2.
Well, Boudreau actually almost snagged that out of the air. Just hit a little bit too hard for her to snare. And actually a great play.
As that first pitch into left field, Savannah Paquin sits under it, makes the 3rd out of the inning, but not after. Tatum Brennan does damage. RBI single up the middle. The Panthers trail by 2 going to the bottom of the 5th. It'll be top of the order. Boudreau, Cologne, Boudreau, and Foster due up for the Panthers. We'll be back after a quick break. Back here for the bottom of the 5th inning, the Panthers trail 2. And they have 9 more outs to try to keep their season alive. They'll have the top of the order where they want to be. Haley Boudreau leading it off, followed by Alana Colon, Bella Boudreau, and Kaylin Foster. The first pitch from Rainey missed inside.
See if Bella Boudreau can get a leadoff base hit.
As that one's on the ground to Ruggieri and beats Boudreau to first base. Very important out right there from Mary Rainey.
No, Boudreau 0 for 3 today with 3 ground outs, but one of them was for an RBI back in the 2nd inning. Who cares?
2-hole hitter, Alana Colon. Looks at strike 1. Unfortunately, Haley Boudreau's kind of been an automatic get on base, no matter if it's a hit, a walk, an error. She hasn't done that today. It's kind of affecting this Panthers offense. As the off speed on the outside corner gets Colon. Rainey is up 0-2.
That definitely froze her. She was definitely sending fastball right there. Now 0-2 count. See if Rainey goes back to that.
Rainey shakes off her sister twice, finds her pitch. The 0-2 to Colon. Swung on, blooper into left field. It's going to fall. Alana Colon is going to advance to second on the error. And I don't know what the scorer is going to call that.
I think it's going to be a single and reached on the
reached on the throwing error right there, or it was kind of like a bobble in shallow left field. But now for Bella Boudreau. She has the Panthers shortstop on second base. She ripped that single into center field her last at-bat. Let's see what she can do here. Ball 1 high.
Bella actually does have a great eye at the plate, too. We've seen her work the count today. She reached an error and then singled to center.
The 1-0. Strike on the outside corner. Could have gone either way. Just 1-1.
I think I mentioned she reached on error in the first inning and then singled in the 3rd inning that led it off. She was out on the ground ball by Foster.
The 1-1 pitch is fouled off Boudreau, and Rainey's going to be up 1-2. This is a very, very important at-bat right here.
See, Bella can shorten up here on the 2-strike count.
Rainey, the 1-2. Is pieced into center field. It's going to get down. Ina Chili holds Colon at third. There would have been a play at the plate. Boudreau to second on the throw. And the senior captain, Foster, has a chance to tie this one up here in what could be her last game. Hoping it's not. But with that elimination game in the end of the season on the line, let's see what the senior captain first baseman can do. The first pitch. Swung on, drilled, shallow right field is going to stay in play. Goes off into the bleachers, 0-1.
What a spot for the senior captain right here. 2 runners on, a base hit ties the game. You know, she does have a couple home runs in there. That would be a great time for a big home run.
It would be. Even something in the gap, pretty much a base hit will score 2. Boudreau, an aggressive runner at second. Just put something in play here. Foster looks at ball 1. It'll be 1-1. Rainey to the plate. Swung on. Blooped into the infield. Ruggieri sits under it for the second out, and that's the last thing the Panthers wanted right there. And now it's a tough opportunity for your freshman center fielder, Annabella Rondo, who has a big part of the season in her hands right here.
Yeah, 0 for 2 with 2 Ks on the day. Let's see if she can cash in right here. 2 runners on. Had it back in the 1st inning where she struck out looking.
The first one fouled off the backstop. Rainey will start 0-1. Again, you got probably your fastest player in Bella Boudreau on second base.
Yeah, base hit definitely for sure ties the game right here.
And 2 outs, you're running on contact. Rondeau puts it into right field. That's the last thing that the Panthers probably wanted. Boudreau, there's going to be a play at the plate, and she's out. And wow, let's talk about that one. And Rondeau makes this one 4-3. Let's make that clear. This is going to be a 4-3 ball game. A great piece to the right side. It was stopped by the right fielder, Elshant, thrown on to first to Brunson. They tried to throw her out at first. They cannot do that. Runner is safe. Run scores. Boudreau kind of got stuck at third base, and when she saw the first baseman have the ball, kind of fight or flight, went to the plate. Great throw from Brunson to Rainey. She put the glove out, made the tag.
It's kind of a risky play right there. Maybe best if she just stayed at third. Maybe that might come back to haunt the Panthers. That's definitely costly right there.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those plays you don't know how to think about it because they still got the run. And it was an aggressive play in a playoff game. But now it's the top of the 6th inning. And Haley Boudreau has to work against the top of the order. It's going to be Morgado, Brunson, Rainey, and Ruggieri for Portsmouth. A top of the order that's kind of been very efficient and given Boudreau some trouble today.
Morgado, her 3 at-bats. Today she reached on an error in the first. She walked, and then she grounded out to short. So 2 have gone to Alana Colon at short, and she's walked in the 2nd inning. See if Haley can get an efficient inning.
And you think about that last top of the 5th inning right there where they scored 1. That inning doesn't happen. It's a tied ball game right now. That's the beauty of the sport. The first pitch swung on, high drive into left field. Paquin going back. And it hits her glove, falls out. And Millie Morgado said a prayer, and it came true. It hit the glove of Paquin right in the webbing, bounces out, and now she's standing on second base with Emily Brunson at the plate.
Yeah, might have taken her eye off of that one. That is costly right there. Leadoff base runner and one of the fastest here on Portsmouth. And already run scoring position, nobody out.
As Haley Boudreau's first pitch finds the outside corner for strike 1.
And for Haley, try to forget about that. Try to get a big out right here. Run scoring position.
As that one's grounded to the third baseman. Fleury throw on to first in time. But Morgado goes over to third base. And you could say Brunson did her job right there. Almost worked as a bunt. Come to the plate, Barbara Rainey, the catcher, not who Haley wants to face right now, but who she's going to have to face.
We've seen, they intentionally walked her back in the first, and they're going to do it again.
Wow,
so
that's an interesting move. Now it's first and third.
I was actually about to say until they intentionally walk, maybe they might do it again to maybe set up a double play ball.
Definitely a courageous move from Daviana Chili. But I think what Coach Dave just said is stop the runner. Do not let this run score. Boudreau's first pitch to the plate. Rainey gonna kind of walk into second base right there, and there's really no other choice for Boudreau with a fast runner Morgado on third. If she throws it down, it might have been a 5-3 ball game.
Kind of like a delay steal right there, but smart.
Naomi Ruggieri, who's been great in this second half of baseball at the shortstop position, now she has a chance to drive in 2 and break this one open.
Walked into first at bat, popped up to short, and popped up to first.
That one's going to be sky high, but out of play.
A big strikeout right here would be huge for Haley. Maybe try to work on the inside of the plate. That's kind of caught Portsmouth off guard today. Let's see what she does here on the 1-2 count. She is ahead.
Definitely going to work her stuff here, but don't do too much with a runner on third. Pass ball would score. Huge pitch right here from Boudreaux. The 2-2 to her sister. Pop fly, blooper, gets down over the head of Campano. The runner gonna go all the way. Giroux's throw gets her at the plate. Jaden Giroux one-hops one to the plate. Gets the leg of Mary Rainey. But Portsmouth still scores one. It'll be 5-3.
It's kind of like last inning. You get that run, but then get thrown at the plate. Might have been an argument that Bell might have missed her, but it looked like from up here she got the tag down.
Yeah, the Portsmouth dugout kind of looked up here, putting the headset on like they wanted a review. We don't do that up here, but no, I appreciate the compliment.
When we do have the multi-camera, maybe we can go to MLB replay review.
Send it to New York. Nonetheless, Mary Rainey, the pitcher, trying to help herself out here. Her shortstop, Ruggieri, standing on second base. 2 outs. Boudreaux to the plate. That one swung on deep into right field, but it'll sail into foul territory. Boudreaux letting up 5 runs in a game has pretty much been unheard of, especially the last 2 years of her career.
I know, she's definitely, and it comes to, getting behind in the count and letting Portsmouth do the thing at the plate.
As that one's fouled off the backstop, she'll be up 1-2 in a very, very important 2-strike pitch to the opposing pitcher. That one up and in, misses for ball 2. Nothing wrong with the 1-2 inside pitch right there, right?
No, I was definitely going to say, maybe try to work on the inside part of the plate again.
As that one misses outside, now you got to give her something to hit.
Yeah, 3-2 with only 1 out. Want to avoid the walk. So we'll see if she does here on the full count pitch.
The 3-2. Low for ball 3, and not only will Rainey go to first base, Ruggieri will move on to third on the pass ball. And Boudreaux going to have to work against another Patriots batter here in Kaylin Aubuchon.
Well, it definitely sets up a double play ball unless.
I think they got 2.
No, they only have 1 out unless.
No, you had to play at the plate.
Oh wait, hold on. I didn't mark it down. That's on me. You could technically getting out anywhere, first or second, unless runner on first decides to steal.
Yeah, with Boudreaux back there and 2 outs, I don't know if you steal. That one's popped up. Boudreaux calls off her infielders, makes the 3rd out of the inning, and going to the bottom of the 6th. Portsmouth added another one on. They'll be up 5-3. The Panthers have the bottom half of their order up right here. And we'll be back for the bottom of the 6th after a quick break. Back here for the bottom of the 6th inning, and it's starting to look a little scary here for the Panthers. Down 2 runs with only 6 outs remaining in the season. They have 6, 7, 8, 9 due up. Giroux, Campano, Paquin, and Fleury. Rainey has done her thing on the mound all day for the Patriots. Trying to keep it up here. First pitch misses outside.
Giroux today, she singled to center and has grounded out or fielder's choice to third base. Ended the third inning.
Giroux swings on and misses. Strike one. The 1-1 to Giroux. Outside, ball two. At this point, Panthers just need base runners, Ant.
Yeah, definitely. You know, you're trailing in the game. Try to get on base. Try to shorten up. Get some quality base hits to the outfield. Just try to chip away here in this one.
Ooh, 2-1 pitch outside. I didn't like the call, but it will be 2-2 to Giroux.
Might have just clipped it, but we've seen the umpires been kind of, you know, consistent on both sides today. Especially that outside pitch.
The 2-2 misses for ball three. It'll be a full count for the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the sixth inning.
Maybe for Sister squeezed that one, and that might have been in there for a strike.
For sure.
But drive, let's see. Drew can take advantage here on the full.
Giroux pops one up. Does Rainey see it? No. Giroux gets a blessing, and we'll go to another 3-2 pitch. I don't know where the sun exactly is. It's on the right side, and I think she might have twisted her head right. Probably got lost in the evening sun. The 3-2 to Giroux. Swung on and missed for strike three. Rainey gets the much-needed strikeout. And they're now only 5 outs away from eliminating the Panthers. Maddie Campano will step into the plate, the second baseman. Big spot for Campano right here. Got to put somebody on. You cannot try to let all this, go on the top of the order in the bottom of the seventh with your season on the line. Try to at least get one here. That one's fouled off over our heads.
At least that was over our heads and not into the booth this time.
And it'll be 0-2.
Yeah, like you mentioned, you don't want to put all the pressure on in the seventh inning. Maybe try to string together at least a run here. Maybe make it a little bit easier in the last inning.
Another one fouled out of play. And we'll do 0-2 again. Bottom six, 1 out. Campano. The 0-2 from Rainey. Misses high. Good 2-strike pitch from the senior pitcher.
Yeah, I don't hate that 2-strike pitch. A high fastball trying to get the hitter to go out of the zone. That's what the best thing is. With being head on the count, you can start moving your pitches around a lot.
Campano gets caught up on the inside pitch. Swings at strike three, and there'll be 2 outs here for Mary Rainey. Now batting for the Panthers, Savannah Paquin, the left fielder.
2 strikeouts here in the inning for Rainey. Just cruising through the bottom of the order. Let's see if Paquin can try to get a 2-out rally started.
She looks at strike one, a good pitch to swing at.
Especially when you're down, it's not really the time to be taking pitches. Try to be more aggressive, especially here in the later innings in the playoff game when you're losing.
And that is strike two again. Great inning we've seen here from Rainey. Probably her, biggest inning with the circumstances around her. 2 strikeouts and has done her job. Paquin fouls that one off, and we'll do 0-2. The payoff pitch. Called strike three on the outside corner. What an inning it was for Mary Rainey. Does what she needs to do. And going into the last inning, top of the seventh, Portsmouth holds a 5-3 lead. We'll be back for the last inning, before the last inning. Back here for the top of the 7th inning. The last inning in high school softball. Leading off for Portsmouth is Evelyn Schmidt. Her team has a 2-run lead, and she's trying to add to that. As the first pitch, she takes it up the middle for a leadoff single. The 7-hole hitter doing exactly what she needed to do right there. Gets on for her on-deck batter, Tatum Brennan.
A quality day for her. 2 for 3, couple of singles, ground ball to short, and a walk. Quality day for her at the plate.
Boudreau misses out. Been a tough day for her. The 1-0. Misses outside, 2-0, not where Boudreau wants to be.
Yeah, especially in the last inning. Leadoff base runner. Definitely not what you want to be doing here with nobody out especially.
2-0 pitch, hit to Fleury, on to second for 1. Campano doesn't go to first. She might have been able to turn 2 right there, but I think the Panthers are just satisfied with 1. They get Schmidt out at second base. Brennan on the fielder's choice advances to first. And here comes the 9-hole hitter, Kylie Bowe, the designated hitter. That one fouled off to the right side.
Well, Haley Boudreau almost got pitcher's best friend double play ball. Looked like Campano, I think the runner was going to be there. Or maybe got...
Would have been a close play.
Yeah, it would have been a close play. Maybe the ball got stuck in her glove.
As Brennan advances on the bobbled pitch from Boudreau. And there'll be a runner in scoring position again for Kylie Bowe. She swings and misses on that one. And it'll be 1-2.
Kylie Bowe, 2 Ks and a fly ball to left field back in the 5th inning. Let's see if Haley can get her on the 2-strike pitch.
Another fly ball on the left. Paquin catches that one, makes the second out of the inning. And Boudreau will have to face the top of the order.
Let's see if Haley can limit the damage here, get out of this without giving up a run. Definitely a tough task right here against the leadoff hitter, Morgado. Reached on 2 errors today, walk and a ground ball.
Yeah, her 5th plate appearance today. Boudreau's first pitch is low. Definitely want to get her out because after her, you got Brunson, Rainey, and Ruggieri, the meat of the order. That one's a fly ball in the center field. Rondeau coming in, makes the play. Boudreau gets out of it without letting any up. And going into the bottom of the 7th with the Panthers season on the line, they'll have Fleury, Boudreau, Cologne, and Bella Boudreau. We'll be back after a quick break. And we're back. Bottom of the 7th inning, elimination game. Portsmouth 5, Johnston 3. Due up for the Panthers. Fleury, Boudreau, Cologne, and Bella Boudreau. Not where the Panthers want to be, but as a kid, this is what you dream of.
No, a big walk-off right here would be huge for the Panthers trying to move on to the next round of the elimination bracket and await the loser of St. Raphael.
The first pitch from Rainey, swung on and missed by Fleury. Fleury just needs to get on somehow here.
She does have a base hit in this one. She singled in the second, got an RBI, and had a fielder's choice back in the fourth. See if she does here in the seventh.
She hits a little dribble to the right side. It'll be foul, and Rainey already up 0-2.
Well, the number 9 hitter, shoring up. You need to make some quality contact here. Try to keep that bat going or get the first runner on.
That one misses outside. A good, really good 2-strike pitch.
Yeah, don't hit that 2-strike pitch. Just missed off the edge of the plate. Umpire's been consistently calling that all day, but just misses a little bit too high and out.
2-2. Fleury trying to stay alive. Puts one into the Patriot dugout, and we'll try a 1-2 again.
That's what you do. Work up the pitch count. Make the pitcher come to you. Maybe try to get something over the heart of the plate that you can drive.
Again, anything would work here for the Panthers. Just get that leadoff hitter on. That one's low for ball 2. Fleury working a good count here.
So your job as the number 9 hitter, work the count, turn the lineup over to the top.
The 2-2. In for strike 3, swung on and missed by Fleury. Rainey has one in the bottom of the 7th inning. But for the Panthers, they have the top of their order and their best hitter in Haley Boudreau.
Haley Boudreau, she's due right now. 0 for 3 on the day. 3 grounders, 2 to short, 1 to third. She can cash in right here.
And she puts one to the air. Ruggieri sits under it. And they're 1 out away from eliminating the Panthers. Alana Colon, the Panther to stand in their way.
Definitely not a great day for Haley Boudreau. 0 for 4 at the plate and hasn't really been herself on the mound. Let's see if Panthers can get a little 2-out magic in the elimination game.
Colon fouls the first pitch off. Rainey will start with another first pitch strike, something she's been doing so well all day. Second pitch to Colon. Hits her, and that's something the Panthers needed right there. Colon walks it off to first base, and Bella Boudreau, in one of the biggest at-bats of her life, stands in against Mary Rainey.
Or she can get on base, you know. 2 hits on the day and reach on error. Turn the lineup over to Foster, the senior captain.
She looks at strike 1 on the outside corner. Good pitch from Rainey, another first pitch strike. Second pitch in there for strike 2. The Panthers could be down to the last strike of the season.
Boudreau needs to protect the play here on 2 strikes.
The winner would face East Greenwich. Third pitch of the at-bat misses outside. Tough pitch to take from Boudreau, but she gets the ball call.
That's what Boudreau does. She has a great eye at the plate. Now we have 2 strikes. She needs to be at her best with 2 strikes.
1-2, misses outside. Great eye from Boudreau. Season on the line. The sophomore catcher at the plate. Colon on first, 5-3, 2-2 count. Boudreau, back off the pitcher. Rainey, there won't be a play at first. And Boudreau does what she needs to do to get on for the clean-up 4-hole hitter, Kaylin Foster.
Well, that's what you do. Get any way you can to get on base, especially with 2 strikes.
First pitch to Foster. Swung on in the gap in right field. That could tie it. Cologne scores. Boudreaux, they're going to send her to the plate. Will there be a play? Yes, there will. The throw is not in time, and Kaylin Foster has tied this one up at 5. Now she's in a rundown, but does it really matter? What a play from the senior. Ties this one up, and we'll go into the extra innings.
Well, what a hit right there. The senior captain, Foster, puts one in the gap, and Bella Boudreaux's speed all the way around to score. Foster gets tagged out at second, but not before the runner scores, and we got extra baseball here at Woodlake Park.
That is where experience and pride comes in for Kaylin Foster, the senior, in what could be her last at-bat. The last at-bat for the team in this season in her senior campaign, laces a double to the right field gap. There was no chance that Elshant was going to get there. Boudreaux got on her horse, went first to home like Ken Griffey Jr., and we're going to extra innings. I'm going to take a quick break, catch my breath. Back here in the top of the 8th inning, and folks, if you weren't here for it, Kaylin Foster just saved the season with a double into the right field gap. She got, thrown out in a rundown, but it didn't matter. Cologne and Boudreaux scored. And we're here in the top of the 8th inning. Boudreaux still going on the mound for the Panthers as she faces Emily Brunson, the 2-0 hitter, who just swung and missed. That's strike 1.
Well, that is what the senior captain does. Gets a pitch that she can drive, puts it in the gap. Bella Boudreaux basically shot out of a cannon all the way around, scores and ties the game. And now Haley Boudreaux needs to lock in here in the top of the 8th.
Yeah, it looked like the Panthers' season was deflated after Mariah Fleury struck out and Haley Boudreaux popped out, and the Panthers had nobody on with 2 outs. With the season on the line, Alana Colon got hit by a pitch. My apologies right there as Boudreaux strikes out Brunson. But as I was saying, Colon got hit by the pitch. Boudreaux line drive off the pitcher, and then Kaylin Foster saw her first pitch and tied this one. And if, the Panthers go on to win this one, you kind of look at that moment, not only as Coach Davine Achille, but Kaylin Foster, and you say that's one of the biggest moments, that's the biggest moment of her career right there.
Yeah, definitely right. And it goes back to the 2 previous hitters getting on base, Cologne getting one off the shin, and then Bella Boudreaux getting in a big count, laying off some good pitches, fouling some off, and then gets one she can drive and rips it right back at the pitcher, gets on base, and then Kaylin Foster does her superstar thing.
Now Boudreaux has to face Barbara Rainey with 1 out. They've intentionally walked her twice. As the second pitch of the at-bat is fouled behind the booth, it'll be 1-1. Boudreaux on the 1-1. Ooh, misses high. Just cannot afford any base runners here.
Try to get a nice 1-2-3 inning and go try to walk it off in the bottom of the 8th.
The 2-1. Just misses outside. Not a bad pitch at all from Boudreaux. Doesn't get the call. And it'll be 3-1 to the Portsmouth catcher. The 3-1. Hit to Cologne. Gets by the diving glove of her. Into the left field to Paquin. She'll get it in. Hold Rainey to a single. But the 3-hole hitter does her job and gets on for Mia Ruggieri, the shortstop.
Hello. That's a great hit right there by Rainey. You know, she got intentionally walked twice today and also got a walk, and then right there finally gets to swing the bat. Gets her first hit of the day.
First pitch to Ruggieri, up and out. Boudreaux praying for a double play ball here or a pop-up somewhere to try to keep Rainey out of scoring position. The 1-0 misses high. Rainey goes, and speaking of the devil, the Patriots have a runner in scoring position here. Oh, and she was thinking 3. Boudreaux smartly holds it, keeps her at second, and it'll be 2-0.
Definitely a smart play right there. Don't try to throw the ball around the field now, especially in extra innings and elimination game.
I'd like to mention Coach Dave Iannacilli, the manager, is sitting outside of the fence watching the game, like right next to the dugout. They are small dugouts here, but that's an interesting move. You want to wonder what's going through his head with this crazy game going on.
Definitely, and the back of coach's every mind, you know, want to win this game as best you can, trying to game plan for the next inning.
The 2-1 to Ruggieri, misses outside, and it's 3-1. First base is open, but you want to limit the base runners here, Ant.
Definitely do, especially in an elimination game like I've mentioned before. Try to battle back here against the 4-hole hitter.
The 3-1 misses. Ruggieri will walk over to first base, and it'll be first and second here. Boudreaux will have to face the opposing pitcher, Mary Rainey. Coach Iannacilli will walk out to the mound, talk to his infield.
Definitely a smart coaching move right here. You know, trying to settle down Haley. You know, 2 runners on and only 1 out. Try to settle her down, trying to reset the mind. Great coaching move right there.
Yeah, facing a tough hitter here in Mary Rainey. I would say, you know, Boudreaux wants to get to the bottom of the order, but I think they've done just as much damage, especially, you know, Kaylee Aubuchon, Evelyn Schmidt, they've all done damage. So you kind of just got to get the outs as they come.
Yeah, you're speaking of it. They have 4 hits at the bottom, 3 of the lineup today. A couple of them for RBIs.
First pitch finds the strike zone. It'll be 0-1. The 0-1 to Rainey. Sky high. Biddle go into the trees on the right side. Boudreaux where she wants to be in the count, 0-2. Now she can work in her arsenal.
Yep, get ahead, 1 out. That's a great move. Head coach going out there trying to reset Haley Boudreaux.
2-2 pitch, hit to the right side. Campano will get it onto first base for the second out of the inning. Panthers get the much needed out. But Boudreaux will have to work against Aubuchon here with 2 runners in scoring position, but with 2 outs.
That's the best thing. You got 2 outs right now, so you're just 1 pitch away from getting out of it.
Coach Iannacilli decides not to send her to first base on the intentional walk. Boudreaux will pitch to the Patriots' second baseman. The first pitch, high. Again, you can't afford first base here.
Yeah, you definitely could intentionally walk, get a force out at any base. But let's see if Haley Boudreaux can maybe just try to get her out here.
Boudreaux gets Aubuchon to swing at strike 1, and it'll be 1-1.
Aubuchon, she had 3 for 4 today, 3 singles, scored, and popped up to Haley, her last at bat.
Third pitch of the at bat, misses outside. Be 2-1.
Try not to fall behind here. Maybe try to battle back right here with a strike. Make it 2-2.
Fourth pitch, up and out. It'll be 3-1. You don't want to throw anything risky, especially Aubuchon having 3 hits on the day. But you might want to work back here, inside half of the plate. The 3-1 from Boudreaux. Goes inside, misses, ball 4, and it'll be loaded for Evelyn Schmidt.
Haley Boudreaux is definitely in a big-time jam right here. Now Schmidt, who is 2 for 3 on the day, 2 singles, a walk, and a fielder's choice back in the 5th inning.
No room for error here. No pass balls. Boudreaux wants a strikeout, and she starts off with a strike on the outside corner. It'll be 0-1.
Oh, that's what we got to do. Get ahead right now, especially bases loaded, 2 outs. No place to put the runner.
The 0-1 pitch. Ooh, misses just high. Tough pitch to lay off for Schmidt, but she does, and it'll be 1-1.
It's a great pitch by Haley right there, trying to get Schmidt to chase and make it 0-2, but great eye by Schmidt.
The 1-1. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Boudreaux 1 pitch away from getting out of this bases loaded jam in extra innings to keep the season alive. The payoff pitch. In there for strike 3. Schmidt swings through it. Boudreaux gets out of the jam, and we'll have more softball in the bottom of the 8th. Due up for the Panthers is Rondeau, Giroux, and Campano. We'll be back after a quick break. Back here for the bottom of the 8th inning. We have extras here. We apologize. Our streaming servers just crashed, but it is 5-5. That pitch misses for ball 1. I would like to announce Mia Ruggieri is switched with Mary Rainey. Now at shortstop, Ruggieri on the mound. First pitching change we've seen all day from either squad. As Annabella Rondeau, the freshman, leads it off here for the Panthers. Boudreaux in the top of the 8th struck out Evelyn Schmidt to get out of a bases-loaded jam. The Panthers could walk it off here and keep the season alive. Rondeau swings and misses at strike 3. Ruggieri sees her first batter and gets her first strikeout. There's one away for Jaden Giroux.
It's 3 strikeouts in a day for Rondeau. She had that single back in the 5th inning. Now let's see if Giroux can get something going here for the Panthers.
The junior right fielder hits one. And when I tell you that's the 5th ball that's come close to hitting me.
We wish we were lying.
Yeah, that ball hits right off below the booth. It'll be 0-1. Second pitch misses high. Be 1-1. The 1-1 to Giroux. Ball 2 inside. Again, bottom of the 8th inning. What you need is base runners, Ant.
Yep, and you already got 1 out here, but Giroux, she has singled in this one. 1 for 3 on the day. Single, a strikeout, and a fielder's choice.
She looks at ball 3. Up 3-1 in the count.
Hitter's count right here. Let's see if she can get something she can drive. Get a base runner with 1 out.
Again, Ruggieri just came in the 8th inning. Mary Rainey went all 7 innings and had the Panthers down to the last out before Kaylin Foster game-tying double to right center. Ruggieri, the 3-1, swung on and off the backstop. It'll be full for Jaden Giroux.
Full count pitch here. Let's see. Have to be smart at the plate. You want base runners, and here and trying to walk it off.
The 3 to the plate. And looked at strike 3 from Giroux. Found the outside corner. Good call from Blue. And there'll be 2 outs here from Maddie Campano.
That's a great executed pitch there by Ruggiero.
First pitch, Campano hits off the glove of Schmidt. There'll be no play at first base, and Maddie Campano gets the much-needed base runner.
We saw the Panthers last inning spark. A 2-out rally. Let's see if they can do it again.
Now the freshman, Savannah Paquin. Be nice if there was less than 2 outs. Maybe she can lay down a bunt for Fleury and then the top of the order. But there are 2 outs. Paquin in a big spot right here. Campano running on anything with 2 outs, or running on contact, I should say. First pitch, inside, swung on, strike 1.
Should try to really end the ball game right there, trying to swing for the tractors out there in left field.
The second pitch. Swung on and missed again. Not a bad swing. But Ruggieri blows by the freshman left fielder. It'll be 0-2.
See if you can shorten up here. Swings a little bit too wild. See if you can shorten up here with 2 strikes.
The 0-2 pitch is fouled off the backstop, and we'll do 0-2 again. Again, we apologize if the top of the 8th we had a little bit of an issue with our connection. The 0-2 to Paquin. Low. Ball 1. Not a bad 0-2 pitch right there from Ruggieri. The 1-2 to the plate. Popped up. Gonna be a tough play, and that's gonna be a foul ball.
Oof, gets another life right there. That could have ended the 8th inning right there.
And I said it's gonna be a tough play, not because it would have to be a diving play, but you got, you know, the catcher, pitcher, and first baseman all converging on one baseball. Communication gets tough.
Yeah, it looked like the Ruggieri will try to basket catch that one.
The 1-2 to Paquin. She fouls it off and she'll stay alive. Savannah Paquin, the freshman left fielder, doing what she needs to do. Ruggieri's 1-2. High and outside, the throw to first. Oh, Campano is safe. Barbara Rainium was just picked off. Maddie Campano at first base. Coach Dave Inachili for the Panthers comes up the line and says, let's not do that. You do not need that in extras.
Yeah, especially elimination game as well. That was almost costly right there for the Panthers.
The 2-2. Swung on and missed. Mia Ruggieri strikes out Savannah Paquin. And we're going to the 9th inning here. 5-5 tied ball game, an elimination game. We wouldn't want it any other way. We'll be back after the break. Apologies right there. We're back for the top of the 9th inning. Tatum Brenly get off for the Patriots. She'll take ball 2. You got to imagine Haley Boudreau's arm is hanging right now. She's still in. Top of the 9th inning. 8-9-1 due up for Portsmouth. We've had a crazy game. It's going to continue. As that one, floater, Maddie Campano makes the play, and the much-needed first out of the leadoff hitter is made. It'll now be the designated hitter, Kylie Bowie. The importance of that first out, Ant.
Definitely get that first out. Now you start cruising along, get the 9-hole hitter up. She's 0 for 4, 2 Ks, and 2 flyouts to left, so she definitely can hit the ball decently well.
As Boudreau sneak strike one on the inside half of the plate, swinging strike one.
Especially getting 2 outs before you hit that top of the order, Morgado and Brunson.
Ooh, just up. Good location right there from Boudreau. Doesn't get the call. It'll be 1-1.
I've seen bold pitchers today. They go a lot with those high pitches, trying to get batters to chase, but we haven't really seen them chase outside the strike zone that high today.
Misses again. It'll be 2-1. Again, Boudreaux does not want to face that 2-3-4. She'll have to, of course, face Lily Morgado, but as I'm saying Kylie Bowe, she gets hit, and she'll walk over to first base, not what Boudreaux wanted to do right there. And top of the order with Lily Morgado, the center fielder. Umpire goes to the lineup card. Pretty sure there's a pinch runner or courtesy runner at first base for Kylie Bowie. First pitch is going to get to Cologne. There'll be no play at first base, but Morgado gets under one. Alana Cologne made it look easy, and there'll be two outs right here for Emily Brunson.
We'll see if Haley can work away out of this, gets that hit by pitch, but now has 2 outs. Play at first or second.
Already past the 2-hour mark. We've been going for over 2 hours here, which you baseball fans might say is nothing, but the way softball pace moves, usually a little longer, but we're on the top of the 9th. Second pitch to Brunson, swung on and missed for strike 2. And Boudreaux is 1 strike away again from getting her team into the dugout for the bottom of the 9th. The 0-2 to Brunson. Missed low.
And the lineup that would be due up is the same one that they had the game-tying hit. You have Fleury at the bottom, and then you have Boudreaux, Cologne, and if anyone gets on, Boudreaux again.
Brunson fouls that one off straight down, and we'll try 1-2 again. You can kind of see the look on the parents' faces right here on both sides. Very nerve-wracking, especially for those seniors where it might be their last game. The 1-2 pitch is fouled off by Brunson, and we'll do it again. Obviously a good 2-strike approach here, especially with 2 outs. You just got to choke up, shorten up, put the ball in play. The 1-2 misses up and out. Boudreaux will have Brunson in a 2-2 count. The payoff pitch misses high. Just high, I believe. I think it wasn't outside. It'll be full. Expect the pinch runner at first base to be moving on the pitch. The 3-2. Going to be hitting the third base to Fleury. The throw over to first. Beats Brunson. And we're going to the bottom of the 9th here, folks. Due up for the Panthers is Fleury, Boudreaux, Cologne, and Bella Boudreaux. The same start that we saw in the bottom of the 7th inning. Panthers look to walk it off, keep the season alive, and knock the Patriots out of the playoffs. But we'll be back after a short break. Back here at Woodlake Park in Johnston, Rhode Island for the bottom of the 9th inning. Portsmouth in Johnston in the elimination game in the Rhode Island Interscholastic League Division II softball playoffs.
Remember, this was the same lineup that had that game-tying inning in the 7th. So let's see if they can do it again.
Yeah, Mariah Fleury batting right now is the very, very important job of just getting on base for Haley Boudreau in the top of the order.
And Fleury 1 for 3 today. Single, fielder's choice, and a strikeout in the 7th inning.
Ruggieri missed on her first pitch. The 1-0 misses for ball 2. Fleury and the whole, Panthers side would take a walk, take anything here.
Yeah,
doesn't matter anymore.
That's your job as a number 9 hitter, just getting on base, turning the lineup over to the top. And Haley Boudreau, who's definitely due.
The 2-0 swung on. That pitch was right down the middle. Not a bad swing from Fleury right there.
Like I said, Boudreau, 0 for 4 in the day. She is due. She had 3 groundouts and a pop-up to short. She's definitely due. Waiting on deck.
She came into this one batting .482 on the year. Very impressive, especially when you account, what she's done on the mound. Is the 4th pitch of the at-bat is inside for ball 3. And I can just read Coach Dave Iannicelli's lips from here. Says, unless it's right there, meaning you can take a strike. I mean, if it's down the middle, you can swing, but everyone's okay with a take here, especially in the 9-hole. Ruggieri's 3-1 pitch in there for strike 2. It's a good pitch.
Yeah, definitely a well-executed pitch. Inner half basically dotted. And now we got a full count. See if Fleury, with a 3-2 count.
The 3-2 inside, ball 4. Fleury gets on. The Panthers love it. And Haley Boudreau, who's had a rough day at the plate and not her best day on the mound, has a chance to help herself save her arm so she doesn't have to go back out there.
Yeah, that's what I've said. She is due. 0 for 4, 3 groundouts and a pop-up to short.
First pitch is laced. Into the glove of Morgado. The play at first sails over the first baseman. Fleury will get back to first, but Boudreau did all she could. What a play from Lily Morgado out there.
Yeah, she almost doubled up Fleury at first base as well. What a play by her in center field. Excellent play.
Yeah, it was kind of one of those plays where she might have had a bad read on it because you see she didn't dive, but she caught it above her head. I think that ball might have just carried. It was laced off the bat from Haley Boudreau.
Yeah, a little bit more extra. This game could have well been over because Mariah, she was almost at second. She almost got double off at first.
Boudreau fakes the bunt.
Ooh, almost got picked off at first.
Yeah, almost got picked off. It's going to be strike 1. And Chile doesn't like the call because the umpire said that he called it not on the swing, but on the location of the pitch. Might have been a little high. But Cologne will have an 0-1 count against Ruggieri. Here's the pitch. Fake bunt. Fleury doesn't get too far off at first. It'll be 1-1. It would have been nice to see Haley Boudreau lay down a bunt right there with no outs, but, with her ability with the bat, it's kind of tough.
Oh, yeah, and then she laced one in the center, but a great running catch.
Cologne lays down a bunt, and it might have been perfect, folks. It was perfect. Fleury gets back to the bag, and when I say Alana Cologne just laid down the bunt of her life, there was no play for that Portsmouth defense. And with her speed, ran it out. It'll be first and second with 1 out for arguably the best contact hitter on this team, Bella Boudreau.
Yeah, she definitely did save that season back in the 7th inning. She had that line drive right back to the pitcher. And waiting on deck is senior Catherine Foster. So tough task for Ruggiero here.
Boudreau looks at strike 1. She looked at 2 strikes in that 7th inning at bat. Again, season on the line. Fleury, the winning run. She's in scoring position at second. Ruggieri, the 0-1 to the plate. Off speed. Doesn't get Boudreau to swing. It'll be 1-1.
Sophomore catcher looking for her big signature moment here in the elimination game of the playoffs.
Boudreau, shot to Rainey. Safe at second, and the bases will be loaded. Alana Colon with the hustle play, gets down, beats the bobbled throw to the bag, and Kaylin Foster is where she wants to be with the bases loaded.
Well, she had that game-tying hit here in the 7th inning that tied the game and made it extra innings. And right now has a big opportunity to win this game for Johnson and send them on to the next round of the playoffs.
You know, talk about the importance of that play. There's one out, bobbled by the shortstop, Rainey. And then Cologne's speed beats out the throw to second. Now, if they do get that out at second, they're not going to get the out at first with Boudreaux's speed, but you might be able to walk Foster. Now you can't.
Yep, you got to pitch to her now. No place to put her as well. So I could see that the head coach from Portsmouth went out there basically trying to tell her, you know, settle in here. Got to pitch to her.
Yeah.
No place to put her. You can't walk her. So let's see what she does here. Bases loaded, one out.
Force play on the ground, though, and with Foster's speed, you don't want to put one there. The first pitch to the senior. Big swing. Missed strike one. I don't hate that from what you did in her last at-bat.
Yeah, definitely you try to end the game right there with one swing.
It would be poetic for the senior to walk it off in the elimination game. She swings on a high. Strike three, and they throw her out at third. Mariah Fleury got picked off by Barbara Rainey, and that's the last thing the Panthers needed. That might have just saved the Portsmouth season. Coach Ina Chile cannot believe it. Now Foster's down 0-2.
My goodness, wow.
The 0-2 to the plate, misses outside. Cologne has great speed on second, but you had a runner 60 feet away. It is that unbelievable.
That just describes this playoff game right here.
And Foster swings and misses on strike three. Ruggieri is clutch. Rainey behind the plate is clutch. And in an impossible fashion, we're going to the 10th inning. Are you serious, Ant?
I can't even express what just happened. Picked off at third base. That is definitely, when you're a coach, you hate to see that, especially in an elimination game. Winning run so close. And we got more baseball coming. We're going to the 10th inning of softball.
It happened so quick, I don't know if you guys even seen it. But Mariah Fleury got a little happy over there at third base.
You got to give credit to
Barbara Rainey. Yeah.
Yeah, behind the plate. What a throw by her. That was a laser on the money.
You just needed contact right there. And, oh, my. We're going to the 10th inning, and with that, the NFHS rules put a runner on second base just like you see in the MLB in normal extra innings. So both pitchers going to have to start with a runner in scoring position. We apologize if you hear the wind. It's starting to pick up a little bit here.
My goodness, what a game we have here. Two teams grinding it out, reaching 10 innings. Unbelievable.
So to start the top of the 10th inning here, Emily Bronson, who made the last out in the 9th, will start on second base. We have that courtesy runner that you see in the MLB right here. So Bronson on second base, the three-hole hitter, Barbara Rainey, who Boudreaux has hated to face all day, will come up and try to give her team the lead. She just made that superstar play from her knees behind the plate. Let's see what she can do against Boudreaux in the box. First pitch from Boudreaux, misses low outside. We don't have a pitch count on her, but it's going to be over 120, 130.
It's definitely, you know, she's doing everything she can on that mound right now.
That pitch misses just outside. Folks, if you're just tuning in, we're in the top of the 10th inning. The score is 5-5. The Panthers had 2 outs and nobody on in the bottom of the 7th with the season on the line. 2 base runners got on. Kaylin Foster tied this one up, and we've been going back and forth since then as Rainey hits one to center field. Annabella Rondeau sits under it but drops it. And what looked like an easy out becomes an E8 from the Panthers freshman center fielder. It'll be first and second for the pitcher, Mia Ruggieri.
Well, that's 2 errors by the outfielders. We saw it in the left field and now center field, but this is in the 10th inning, and now 2 runners on.
And it's not really more about the importance of her being on first. It's just about the importance of getting an out. You can afford to have her on first base, but don't let it happen like that.
Yeah, especially, an elimination game as well. You already got that, if you want to call it ghost runners, like doing Major League Baseball at second base.
Ruggieri swings and misses. It'll be 1-1. The Panthers in their first playoff game of the year won against Barrington in 10 innings. They have another 10-inning game on our hands right now, the 1-1. Swung on and miss again. She went with the changeup there. You could see the change in velocity. It'll be 1-2 to the opposing pitcher. That pitch misses just outside. It's going to be 2-2. Not a bad pitch from Boudreau. The 2-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Much needed strikeout against the cleanup hitter for the Patriots. And now she'll have to face Mary Rainey.
That's a big punch out right there from Haley Boudreau. Now she needs to keep on working. Only 1 out. Still 2 to go. No, she can be 1 pitch away from getting pitcher's best friend. Double play ball.
First pitch to Rainey. High pitch swung on and missed for strike 1. Boudreau starts. Gets the lead early in this at-bat. The 0-1 swung on and missed again. Portsmouth having trouble this inning. Even the ball that was put in play was just a high fly ball to center field. And with that runner on second, you can't, afford a line drive into the gap. That pitch fouled off to the right side and will do. I believe it is 0-2. It is 0-2. The payoff pitch to the Patriots shortstop. Missed high. Good 2-strike pitch. The question is do you have time for a waste pitch with this, with the pitch count? And
well, you kind of do. I mean, you still got a couple pitches to work with, and Haley Boudreau, she's done a lot.
As that one is hit to Boudreau, but she went to third base, and Brunson beats her there. She had the easy play at first, went to third, and instead of having 2 outs in second and third, she has 1 out with the bases loaded for who's arguably been the Patriots' best hitter today, Kaylin Aubuchon.
Yeah, that wasn't really the smartest play by Haley Boudreau. She should have just took the easy out at first because Brunson was basically already there when Boudreau was getting ready to throw. But now she got bases loaded and 1 out.
Yeah, the one thing you cannot let this run score is the first pitch. So Aubuchon is in there for strike 1. Boudreau's 0-1. Went with what looked like, the baseball equivalent to a slider there. It'll be 1-1. The third pitch to Aubuchon. Inside half of the plate. Finds the inside half of the plate for strike 2.
Great pitch right there by Haley. Executing that inner half. Now sets her up 1-2. Need a big strikeout right here.
Huge strikeout. The 1-2. Oh, just misses the outside corner of the plate. Could have gone either way. It'll be 2-2. Some umpires might reward, the pitcher with that one.
Yeah, it might have been just a little bit up because that definitely was on the corner, maybe just a little bit up.
The 2-2 misses high, and Boudreau has to throw a strike here.
Yeah, no place to put the hitter right now.
Aubuchon's going to swing, it, if it's there. The 3-2. Fouls off. We'll do 3-2 again. Boudreaux trying to keep this one tied. The 3-2 is lined into center field. Rondeau going to try to get it in. The run will score, and it's 7-5. Kaylin Aubuchon keeps up her stellar day, drives in another 2 into the top of the 10th. Portsmouth goes up 2 runs.
Well, on a full count pitch, 2 runners score. That actually wasn't a bad throw by Rondeau, just a little bit too late. 2-run single right there.
And now you look back at that dropped ball by Rondeau, from the first hitter, and then the miscommunication there from Boudreaux to go to third base. And with those 2 plays, you might be in the bottom of the 10th right now with a tied game.
Yeah, a couple plays come back to haunt you, and they certainly have, like you mentioned. Haley Boudreaux's decision to go to third, and then the drop ball in center field.
Now you can kind of see the fatigue hitting Boudreaux. Down 0-2 here to Schmidt. That one hits a Rondeau in center. She makes the play. Runner was not back. And I think Coach Kelly Keys is not happy.
Yeah, that could have been an easy run score. Even if you think the ball's going to be over the head, especially with 1 out. Even if the ball goes over the head, you easily score on that.
Yeah.
But
Panthers get lucky, save one right there. Tatum Brenning now batting.
never know, that might come back to help the Panthers in the bottom of the 10th.
Brennan swings and misses at strike 1. Boudreaux trying to get out of this jam, already down by 2. The 0-1. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Boudreaux 1 pitch away from sending this to the bottom of the 10th. The pitch. Missed high. There'll be a play at the plate. Boudreaux not in time. Mary Rainey scores. And Portsmouth is up 3 runs. Panthers cannot afford that, especially with 2 strikes.
Yeah, pass ball right there. It actually wasn't a bad feed from Bella Boudreaux to Haley, just not in time. Got under the tag right there, and definitely heartbreaker right there. Now trailing by 3.
The 1-2. Grounded to the left side, but out of play. We'll do 1-2 again. Folks, despite the end of this one, this was a stellar softball game and an elimination game.
Definitely was, and what a game it has been. We went 10 innings.
As that one's fouled off again.
And we see some crazy things. Maybe the Panthers can rally back here in this one. Do it for them. It's going to be Rondeau, Giroux, and Capano.
The 1-2 hits the right side. Campano gets it over to Foster at first base. Panthers get out of it, but not after letting up 3. They'll go into the bottom of the 10th with the season on the line, down by 3 runs. We'll take a quick break. Desperation mode here for the Panthers. In the bottom of the 10th inning, Annabella Rondeau, the freshman center fielder, will lead it off with Kaylin Foster, the ghost runner, for say, at second base. The Panthers let up 3 runs in the top of the 10th, and this would be a heartbreaker if they couldn't win. They had so many opportunities. Bottom 9, Mariah Fleury gets picked off at third base. That one was a killer. So many opportunities for both teams to win it. But as crazy as this game goes, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw an 11th inning.
Yeah, anything can happen.
As that one's hit over the booth.
That's 6 that came our way today.
Yeah, if you've been with us the whole time, you've noticed a lot of softballs coming up towards us. The 0-1 swung on into foul territory, and Ruggieri is up 0-2 early.
We'll see if Rondeau, 1 for 4 in the day. Single and 3 Ks, see if she can sort it up.
Oh, just foul. She ripped it down the third base line. That would have been most likely a double and may have scored Foster, but skipped over the bag, hit foul territory, and it'll be 1-2.
Barely fouled, just to the left of the bag. Actually, it started fair, and last second, right to the left of the bag.
My apologies, will be 0-2. The pitch to Rondeau. The changeup hit to the third baseman. Gets it to Brunson for 1. Foster moves over to the third on the throw. And Jaden Giroux will at least try to drive one in here. Very unfortunate right there. Had ripped down the line and then kind of had a weak contact to the third baseman. But here's Giroux with 1 out. She had a single in her first at-bat. The pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 1.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Jaden Giroux, 1 for 4 as well today. Had a single, scored a run, grounded out, or fielder's tries to say, and then 2 Ks. See if she can drive in Foster, awaiting at third base.
That pitch misses. Up and out. Again, you want base runners here. You want runs, but you need base runners too to drive in those runs.
Especially, get that runner in, but try to get a hit on top of that.
Third pitch is in there for a swinging strike 2. It'll be 1-2. The 1-2 to the junior right fielder. Misses out. The throw back down to third. Just misses. Coach Chile not too happy that that play was as close as it was, especially after what happened last inning.
Yeah, that actually, the throw was there, just tag was a little bit too late.
The 2-2. Misses inside, ball 3. Could have gone either way. Giroux in a full count.
Must have just missed off the corner. That's a well-executed 2-strike pitch. Don't hate the miss at all.
The 3-2 to Giroux. Misses inside, ball 4. And the Panthers get what they needed, another base runner from Maddie Campano.
Well, back-to-back pitches, basically the same spot.
Campano would love to drive in a run right here. The catcher, Barbara Rainey, calls out her first and third play. Wonder what Coach Dave will do in this tight game. First pitch to Campano. Finds the outside corner for strike 1. The 0-1 from Ruggieri. Swung on, hit up the middle, and that will score 1. Giroux, is she going to get to second? She isn't. She's safe. Almost didn't get there. But Campano does her job and makes this one 8-6.
Well, that was almost good and bad for the Panthers, as almost got out at second. But fortunately, she's safe. Run scores for the Panthers. The tying run sitting there on first base.
That one misses high for ball 1. Giroux on second, Campano on first. Savannah Paquin, the freshman left fielder, at the plate. 1 out. Foster just scored. as that one gets the outside corner for strike one. And Ant, I think we'd all like to wonder how this inning would be right now if Annabella Rondeau's rip down the third base line was fair.
Yeah, that was definitely tough. You know, like I mentioned, it literally started in fair territory and last minute broke off.
Paquin in a 1-2 count. Ruggieri trying to get the K. Pitch to the mound. In there, strike three. She looked at it. And the Patriots are 1 out away from eliminating the Panthers in the 10th inning.
That's definitely what you don't want to do, looking at strike three, an elimination game.
Yeah, she found the outside corner perfectly there, as both pitchers, or all pitchers on both teams have done today. As Fleury grounds one to first base, Brunson steps on the bag, and the Patriots eliminate the Panthers in 10 innings. What a game it was. But the Panthers, led by a great performance on the mound by Haley Boudreau, going 10 innings. Some clutch at-bats from Alana Colon, Bella Boudreau, and Kaylin Foster. An overall spectacular season, Hall of Fame kind of season from Haley Boudreau on the mound. They get eliminated here in this round 2 of the elimination bracket.
Well, despite the outcome of the Panthers, what a game this was. You know, they showed a lot of fight, especially in the 7th inning. Last out they were down to, and Foster drove in the tying runs. Panthers, you know, had missed opportunities, could have easily won this game. But congratulations to Portsmouth, the 7th seed. They take down the number 5 seed, Johnston. They'll move on to the next round of the elimination bracket. What a game.
So many opportunities there in extra innings for both teams, but we wouldn't have got there if it wasn't for Kaylin Foster. I mean, that hit was just as clutch as it gets. Ripped a double, hardest hit ball of the day into the right center gap. That scored 2. Panthers had a shot in the bottom of the 9th. Mariah Fleury gets picked off at third. She was the winning run with only 1 out. Who knows what could have happened there. But nonetheless, Panthers season's over in heartbreaking fashion.
Definitely is a heartbreaker, but like I said, they showed a lot of fight in this one for sure, especially like we can't highlight enough. Kaylin Foster in the last inning, giving it all she had, drove in the tying run. Haley Boudreau wasn't really on her best today, but she has been great season all around. But that's basically all I got. What a game it was here today at Woodlake Park. 10 innings.
Yeah, I don't know if any Providence Journal journalists are here, but they have a hell of a story to write, if so. But that will do it for today. Portsmouth 8, Johnston 6. The Patriots eliminate the Panthers in the elimination bracket of the Rhode Island Interscholastic League Division II playoffs. Kaylin Foster, the lone senior, ends her career in a heartbreaker. The Patriots will go on to play East Greenwich in a game that'll bring them one step closer to the D2 championship. But with that being said, that's all we have for today. We were honored to do this stream here on Johnston High School Media. And you have anything else to say?
That's basically going to be our last stream of this 2024-2025 school year. And what a year it was for Johnston High School Media streams. You know, we had our last flag on Saturday, and now this is officially our last stream, our first one doing softball. But what a year it was, you know, doing broadcasts with you, Tyler behind the computer doing all the producing stuff, and then Joseph Lopez Tavares, who wasn't here today, but he did all year. But, you know, it was an honor doing it with you guys. I'm going to definitely miss doing it with you guys next year for sure.
Yeah, and an unfortunate way to go out, but we got a great game. And, you know, I wouldn't ask for a better game, especially to announce 10 innings. But that's all we have here from Woodlake Park in Johnston. Portsmouth 8, Johnston 6. I'm Matt Clement, your play-by-play announcer, alongside my color announcer, Anthony Vendetti. Our producer doing all the work behind the scenes, Tyler Holton, and our lone cameraman today, bringing you 3 to 4 angles, is Timothy Zoidara. That's all we have today. Patriots knock off the Panthers, and we'll see you next time.